Hi, my name is Milanote, and I'm a writer. And today I want to talk about my favorite writing apps and softwares to use when planning, writing, and editing my novel. First off is Milanote. Milanote is a tool to organize projects into visual notes. You can add images, templates, and much more. I use Milanote to plan out my novels. First, I start with the basic idea, then I expand on it. In this case, I'll use my newest project, CPC, which is my novel that I plan on publishing next year. When starting a new project, I like to add aesthetics before I start. It's like a visual board for me to picture my project. For this example, I'll use Project CPC, which is my soon to be published book in the year of 2025. Of course, it's going to expand. Research. I first start with research. My first research note would be the idea of the book, which would right now be a grumpy extension story. From there, I add quotes, more pictures, some minor facts, and of course, a map of the town. Of course, this very much varies on the book and what type of size of the book I'm doing. If it's a fantasy book, I'll expand on it much more. Then we head over to characters. For this character, I'll be using Amir. We start off with the backstory. From there, we add pictures, backgrounds, characteristics, quirks, flaws, important characters, the age of the character arc, and minor details of each character, like a character description. Of course, the character description very much matches the overall aesthetic of Amir, who is a very grumpy character. From here, we head over to Caesar. Of course, the platform of the character is very much the same. We have the backstories, characteristic, quirks, flaws, the character arc, which of course he starts from mysterious to a total killer. This book is a very dark book, so we add the description of the character and more images. From here, we head over to the plot. The plot is a 3-act story structure. We have the background, conflict, climax, falling action, and resolution. We have a few plot points of the book, which of course varies from the book. Of course, if we add more detail, then the plot will be thicker. From here, we head over to brain dumps. Brain dumps could be anything. It could be as simple as a document or as big as more pictures. Of course, you could add notes and detail these notes as much as we want. You could also add to-do lists in order to expand the book. It really just depends on your personal preference of the book. And from here, we go to a novel mood board, which is just a playlist and more pictures of the overall aesthetic of the book, which varies from book to book. As this is a 1980s book, the aesthetic is very much bright and colorful. I use Notion as a writing novel tracker, where I easily have access to chapters, plots, outlines, characters, and much more. As for ongoing chapters, you can see the current chapter that I'm working on. We also have ongoing stories like All the Young Sinners, which is currently being worked on, and you also have About the Story, which is a short synopsis of the story. As for PBB, it has a very much similar template to All the Young Sinners. We also have the calendar, we have tasks, brain dumps, some scripts, and of course, link references. I use Google Docs as my writing software. It's where I keep my manuscripts, my scenes, and sometimes my plots. When I first start my manuscript, I first put two brackets, the name, and finally, the manuscript. I start by skipping a page, then I write the name of the book, and then I skip another page, and then I put the table of contents, and then I start writing my book. Of course, the book lengths vary from my type of book. Since this is a short story romance, I wrote it a very short, and it's a project I finished a long while ago.